The value in money itself is derived simply from the trust and the agreement
Right.
that society seems to place upon currencies,
Yeah.
whether it be ours, whether it be USD, whatever you're trading in. The physical value of that is actually not that much.
Yeah. I mean, that the whole point is that we live in a society where we are consumers of goods. And how are we going to purchase these goods if we don't swap out with some money? But you're 100% right. We're stuck chasing this item that potentially isn't anything to hold. It's everything right now. I mean, if you look at technology, everything is passed through bank wires and everything like that. And we value what we hold and what we own to a financial instrument that has been developed by federal banks, Bank of Canada, the Federal Reserve. They just print money every single day.
Yeah.
So what is it actually worth something? We talk about stuff like Bitcoin and things like that where they only have 21 million minted coins as a possibility. Well, that's that when that's over with.
Exactly.
Then that actually might have a value.
Yeah.
If we ever stop finding more gold, then maybe that goes up because, again, it's a resource that is sparse. But yeah, I mean, I think the internet's right about all of this. Let's actually think about what is money? Is it real at all? I mean, what are we valuing this on? If all of a sudden Canada has a political situation, next thing you know, our dollar gets crushed. How is that fair to somebody like yourself, like myself, that has our money saved up, and all of a sudden we're just sitting in cash that just got eroded by 30%? It does put to the fact that maybe instead of investing in simple money, we invest in potentially real estate, things like I just mentioned, assets, gold. So yeah, I think people are right thinking about, hey, why are we trusting so much in things that are simply made out of
thin air?
I was going to say thin air.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you finished that.
Let's say it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's thin air, but there's a lot of work involved in it. It's not like it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah. No, but if you go to the bank and you want to buy a car, you want to buy.
Did you watch Hamilton? The play?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he created all the currency and everything like that.
Exactly.
Fiscal policies.
Exactly.
It's just.
But if you go to the bank and you sit down across the table just like this and you
Right.
say, "Hi, Mr. Banker, I would
Right.
like X amount of money to purchase said asset."
Mm-hmm.
They say, "Sure, no problem." They turn to their
Right. Let's see the
magic
assets.
keyboard and they go like this for 5-10 minutes, and then
Takes that long?
poof,
Yeah.
guess what? You have money.
Boom.
Just like that. There isn't like a magic
that's-
guy in a suit that comes in with a duffel bag and put it on the table.
But I think that's why this podcast is so key, because that is what you can actually do that.
Yeah.
When you actually have assets, you can go in there and borrow against the assets that you currently have. And then all of a sudden, yeah, just like you just said, I might have $1 million property or something like that. You could leverage that to get $1 million more. Now, all of a sudden, you have $2 million.
Exactly.
So that $1 million is just given to you based on something that you already own as collateral or something like that. So I just feel that, yeah, this real money stuff, it's an interesting topic and something to be considered, especially if you're like little nervous about what's happening right now. Oil, and I don't want to get too macro on this, but the world sometimes can be a very, very scary place. And you have to understand that it is all kind of built on a house of cards if we're talking about financial stability as far as money is concerned.